Well, this fire was a success. I don't really have much to say right now. I'm just deep in my own thoughts. I've had several terrorists forcing themselves on me as I go about my chores. Donald Trump watched me rearrange the trash and empty the trash, pick up hair off the floor. Very basic things that you have to go about taking care of in your daily life. But because they're criminally obsessed terrorists that are ritual stalking, they'll watch and listen to me do anything in my life whatsoever. It is their way of abusing their access and their power to violate my life and my human rights. It's really of no value except to whatever unclean spirit that they are feeding by their violation of my life. So Brooke Baldwin, a short period ago, even Dennis King today, he has been forcing himself on me in my private domain, which is interesting. I guess he wants me to talk about him, on videos, but I don't really have anything to say at this point. I would rather say it all to an attorney or an intelligence agent or agents, because it's a lot. So I had thought about just, going into my level of awareness when this all started. And I will share this because it's relatively interesting. I mean, I guess it's all very interesting, but when you're still undergoing this type of crimes against your humanity, it's very taxing and draining. And until you get the proper support and activation of those who are interested in freeing you from the entrapment of your life, then it's just all kind of runs together day in, day out, being the same cycle of abuse. But this was interesting. So in the very beginning, after I called Tyler Perry Studios, and Tyler had already come to Frisco and was, watching me in the same way that he is now. That was in the very early stages when he set up this assault on my life. He and Dennis were both cooperating together for them to create this false environment where, they tried to covertly go about their activities of stalking me in my private domain and when I was out in the community. But anyway, the interesting thing is, so Dennis told me at one period after all this, because this is about me being clairvoyant and the other clairs as well. So anyway, he said, "You're all knowing." And I said, "No, I'm not all." This was a setup, right? I said, "No, I'm not all knowing. The only one that is all knowing is God and Jesus." And and then he said something, in response to that. But again, that was he and Tyler, them trying to, I don't even know what the purpose of it is. It was to spiritually groom me. But again, I am psychic. I am clairvoyant. So any of the games that they were playing was, I was aware, pure awareness, 100% aware of everything that it was that they were doing to try to come in the back door on my spiritual gifts to assault and exploit me in this capacity. So Dennis became my handler. So it was his job to give Tyler access to me, to communicate with Tyler about my plans when Tyler wasn't listening or watching me. And they had all sorts of systems, like he would do certain things with the windows, the blinds, when when I got up in the morning. I mean, it was all just ridiculous. I mean, again, I'll talk to not law enforcement, because I'm very disgusted with them. I wouldn't speak to Shreveport law enforcement because they're trashy, quite honestly, and intentionally and willfully. They've become participants in this. So that's, I guess I ran into a satanic police department. But anyway, That's unfortunate. Frisco's not that way. Frisco, although they didn't want to believe the truth, I had a special victims advocate that made sure that they took the proper report and handled this in the manner that it should have been handled. Although I've exceeded the statute of limitations for the sexual assault part of what Tyler did, nonetheless, they're more professional, but they still did not do their due diligence because of who is behind the crimes against my humanity, who orchestrated it. But anyway, so I just thought that was interesting. I thought it was worthy of sharing the whole "you're all knowing," and I was like, oh, whatever. I knew what they were doing. But again, this is about my spiritual gifts, so I guess they thought they would do something with, trying to spiritually groom me, and it's, and it's this whole entire invasion on my life and my mind, my body, and my spirit is an attempted mind control programming that they are attempting to do, had attempted to do. They're exposed now. And actually, I do want to say that, again, I had another night where I was only assaulted once with directed energy, and I'm not sure who's responsible for that, but my two most violent terrorists, Kamala Harris and Joe Biden, and I can say this, they have not been violating me violently during my sleep cycle for the last several days. And so I'm very grateful to that. And I believe that the United States of America and the intelligence agencies that are responsible for, taking down terrorist cells of all kinds are now on top of what they have been doing. And so I think they're being watched, which is hilarious. And I'm so glad and happy that the attackers are now on the other side of being watched. And they are literal terrorists because, again, they're using technology as a weapon to invade and assault my human body, mind, and spirit, my life, my physical body. So anyway, it's been very violent and very sad and scary, but I'm very strong and very honest. So that's how I can just talk openly, about it and truthfully, because I don't have any energy or any time to do anything else but to be honest about what it is that I'm enduring. Just as, if I encountered you and you started sharing the worst thing that has happened to you or what you're enduring, when people are in the midst of a crisis that, there's just, I don't even know how people would pretend, but I'm not her. I'm definitely not doing that, because that defeats the purpose of everything, of the advancement that human society is embarking upon because of how technology is being used as a weapon that is a threat, to natural law and to our lives as autonomous beings. So, well, anyway, I'm going to go check my laundry, and that's all I have for right now. Love you guys, and talk to you soon.